1,730 of you have cast votes in the semifinals. Well, ladies, the semifinals are now over. 14 women have advanced to the final, and they are Lithuania's Monica, Spain's Edurne, Iceland's Maria Olafs, Ireland's Molly Sterling, Armenia's Tamar Kaprelian, Georgia's Nina Sublati, Switzerland's Melanie Renee, Malta's Amber, Armenia's Stephanie Topalian, Armenia's Inga Arashkan, Armenia's Mary Gino Doherty, Russia's Paulina Gagarina, Albania's Alhaida Dani, and Norway's Deborah Scarlett. Angus, how are you feeling about the competition? Is there enough hotness in the final?
I feel like there's some hotless, but there's also kind of a chilly front moving in with some of the acts this year who, for whatever reason, seem to have got through the rounds. And I don't think they're bringing their top model game. I think some of these girls are not A game, they're kind of B game, they're even C game if you want to look at it. I mean, we talk choreography, some of these women don't know how to wet their hair, some of them are bad contouring. And also just simple stuff like fake tanning, like getting a decent spray tan is not too much to ask for in the 21st century.
I totally agree with you. I mean, I haven't shaved tonight, but I'm no longer a top model, and some of these ladies have not shaved either. I've been really shocked by the level, the commitment to glamour and beauty. As you say, basic contouring. What are they teaching in schools today? I have no idea. Angus, I think it's time to declare a state of shemergency. We need to let one of the eliminated women back in the game. That's right, 15 women were kicked out of the House of Wee Wee, but now it's up to you to let one of them back in. We'll be running a 48-hour flash poll where you can vote for your favorites, and among the 15 who are out, one will return to seek top model revenge. Angus, let's quickly look at the list of people who have been booted. This was based on a public vote and, of course, by our panel of top models, aka you and me. The bottom 15 were
Belarus's Maimuna, Portugal's Leonor Andrada, Estonia's Elena Born, Greece's Maria Yelena Kirikou, Slovenia's Marteka, Poland's Monica, Latvia's Aminana Sabadogo, Germany's Anne Sophie, who you saved at one point, the Netherlands' Trencha, Czech Republic's Marta, the UK's Bianca, France's Lisa Angel, San Marino's Anita, and Serbia's Bojana.
who are you rooting for?
I mean, I have to root for Anne-Sophie, obviously, because A, that girl's makeup game is so strong. Like, we met her in person on New Ridge Body, and she gets it. She gets to work for it. But she also gets respecting herself, because if you can't respect yourself, nobody else will, and your fans certainly won't. And I feel like she pushed hard and just kind of got outgunned by some of the biggest stars out there. So Anne-Sophie, I would definitely be backing to return to the competition.
You know what, I really want more diversity in our top 14 girls. This is one reason we're declaring a state of shemergency. Monica from Poland, she represents a whole new level, a whole new arena of beauty. She's giving people in wheelchair a place to shine. You know, she's a great role model for people who've been through accidents. I'm really surprised the public didn't get behind her. I'm also disappointed that Latvia's Aminana Sabadogo isn't in the final. We need some African realness. If you look at our top 14, it's a bunch of white women, and I really want some diversity. I'm hoping the public will get behind her Amazon glamazon realness. And also Estonia's Elena Born. I mean, she has an old world beauty. I love the symmetry of her face. I love her voice. I love the gloss, the way her lips always shine. I really don't know why she's in the bottom.
I mean, we have to look at Hungary's bogey as well. Because, I mean, my point there is she could have won this competition. She is a gorgeous girl, and she did not put the energy or the time in. This is a promotional game. If she has time for flash mobs, she has time to post some damn good selfies on all her social media channels. If you don't Instagram, you don't filter, you don't get anywhere in life. Never mind Eurovision's Next Top Model Cycle 6. And let's not forget, this is 6 years. People have to up their game.
They really do. Trencha at Eurovision in concert. What was she wearing? It was like her pants were on backwards, her shoes were studded in a really violent way. It kind of put me off. I'm not really rooting for her. Lisa Angel, I want her to do it for the housewives. I mean, she only got 252 votes out of the 81,000 that were cast. 252. It's pathetic. We really need French voters to ring the alarm. If they want to answer this emergency, the she-emergency, perhaps Lisa Angel's the answer.
And I mean, France is also the home of L'Oreal, so Lisa should really get hooked up because her hair is in dire need of help. I mean, we look at the women at the top, Monica from Lithuania, she has gorgeous blonde hair and it is in great condition. And Lisa Angel's is just dull. It needs some caramel highlights or something for it to brighten it up, jazz it up. I mean, like, Land of L'Oreal, you should be able to, like, hook a chick up or something. I mean,
Absolutely.
seriously.
I mean, did you go to Eurovision in concert? Serbia's Bojana Stamanov, she may be last in our poll at the moment, but she worked pink glitter. She was giving us fishy salmon realness. It was like, she was this fish on stage going against the tide, and I really loved it. When she belted out that note, the audience responded. I'm hoping that in reaction to her live performance and her stage presence, voters will get behind her and potentially save her here.
I mean, that's baked Belgrade river trout on a plate. I mean, for
Yes.
real. It's just,
Yes.
like, to die for.
I love fish. Marta Jandova, Czech Republic, Bianca Nicholas, they've kind of faded into the background here. They were both eliminated in week one, so didn't have a chance to shine. I'm wondering if the increased exposure from these live promotional events will kind of give them the push they need to get back in the house of Wee Wee.
I think definitely Bianca has that whole like 50s beloved domestic housewife vibe going on. And also her looks gorgeous both up and down. I don't know if you saw pictures from the Moscow preview party, but she wore her hair down for a change. And it's very much kind of like moving to the late 60s, away from kind of the more like twiggy, like Joan Crawford kind of rocker look. And I was really kind of into it. I think she's kind of pulling it back from being in a weaker position to begin with.
And we gotta talk about Maimuna from Belarus. The
Mm.
way she works that snake in her promotional photos, it was a real snake. She said in an interview with us at Eurovision in concert that she has a snake phobia, but she was holding this because of her love of Eurovision. Now, that is a commitment I want to see in a top model. She was locked in an hourglass with sand coming out of her nose, Angus, and yet she still looked high fashion.
I mean, this is the thing. You have to face extreme conditions to succeed in the world. I mean, we saw it with Johanna when she was shooting on a glacier face for Iceland in 2009 in the original cycle of Top Model. And I just think you have to put yourself out there in these extreme situations to get ahead. I mean, Maimouna, more than anyone else, has shown the dedication she has for this competition. And some of the girls really don't have the same level of dedication.
But one girl who does is Greece's Maria Yelena Kirikou. As a top model, you have to be a chameleon. You have to blend into different environments. You have to change it up. She portrayed Tina Turner at the London Eurovision party. She portrayed Helena Paparizou. This, of course, is vocally, but it's still the same game. Getting into character, showing beauty that isn't necessarily your own.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, we say a lot about choreography, but she knows how to work the wind machine. And I think for One Last Breath, that's going to be so integral to the performance. And she has waves and waves and waves to do it. I mean, I'm living for those waves. Like, literally, I died when I saw them.
Now, Angus, how do you feel about the women of genealogy? All of them have advanced to the final, and I'm wondering if they're holding each other back. I mean, maybe if they got rid of one or two of them, maybe put Mary Jean on the side or something, the rest of them would have more room to shine. I feel like they're trying to carry each other, and in carrying each other, they're losing themselves.
I feel like there are three of them that are a self-support mechanism, and then there's Tamar. I mean, like, we have to talk about this. Tamar is the breakout star of genealogy.
Yes.
And I mean, all groups have the breakout solo star who does the best out of the group once it inevitably splits up. And I think, face the shadow asides, Tamar knows how to work eyeshadow, and I'm not sure the rest of the ladies do.
It's true. Tamar, she's facing the sun. The rest of them are in the shadow. She's got 5,246 votes in the semifinals compared to Stephanie, who's next with just 3,187, and then Inga with 3,141, and Mary Jean bringing up the rear with 2,800. I mean, it's just not acceptable. If they could just get rid of three of them, Tamar could have all those votes, and she would be near the top.
I mean, absolutely. And I mean, Inga of all of them has the least excuse because she was in the inaugural cycle. I mean, she has been here 6 years ago, and we've seen previous ones like Paula Selling came back and she won it for the second time. And I just think when that kind of situation arises, you have to say if you've got the experience, you should be proving it and turning it out, not resting on your laurels. I mean, like Jan Jan is all well and good, but if you can't turn it out, why bring it to the party?
Now, there are two young women who have really risen. Iceland's Maria Olafs and Ireland's Molly Sterling. They're in third and fourth, and I've got to say, I was kind of surprised by their last-minute breakout. I know Iceland is in her 20s. We call her a teen pixie, but she's still got the freshness. But this came out of nowhere to me, because, she was middling throughout much of this competition.
I mean, take little scruff, little steps, one step at a time. She's just like owned it. I mean, Maria was always going to do well for me because I think strong song, but also the Disney Pixie vibe. There isn't really anyone in that category this year. And I mean, if we're looking for petite girls, she's the petite standout of the cycle.
It's true. And then you've got Molly Sterling. She's the youngest competitor this year, along with Anita, and she's sitting in fourth place. I just worry that she's not going to be able to handle the pressure. You know, when I was a top model, I was young and impressionable as well, and I know there are a lot of pressures there on the runway, backstage, people doing cocaine. I just hope she can avoid these pitfalls moving forward.
I mean, I think playing with numbers says it so well. She would be better suited for the schoolroom than the runway. I mean, she just doesn't stand out from the pack for me, and I feel she's a bit outclassed by competition. And I would worry for her in the finals because these bitches are cutthroat. These bitches will cut you, they will poison you, they will do anything to get ahead. And
They
I'm not sure Molly is ready for it.
You know, in the case of Aderne, who's in second place with 7,000 votes, they will unleash a tiger on you. Now, we have to talk about this. Going into the final, votes are set to 0. We'll be starting fresh, and it's anyone's game. And I'm worried that Lithuania's Monica will rest on her laurels. Yes, she has gotten 19,805 votes in the semifinals, but you know, you can't rest on that. No woman who has won the semifinals of Top Model have gone on to win Eurovision's Next Top Model. I mean, there's Sofia from Georgia, there's Maria Yaremchuk from Ukraine. The list goes on and on. There are at least 6 names on that list. Who do you think of this top group of contenders can keep it going?
I think of all of them, Aderne, purely because she was wise and she kind of held her strengths together. I mean, she was consistently in the top 5 and has risen kind of going to the end of the semi-finals. And I think that puts her in great form to go on and succeed. I mean, we talk about the tigress being this, she has claws. So, I mean, she can be beautiful, elegant, and she'll also cut a bitch's throat if she needs to get ahead in the competition. She doesn't play games. She knows what she's doing.
Well, that's what we think. What do you think? You have 48 hours to vote. You can save one of the 15 women who are currently at the bottom, and they will join our 14 qualifiers in the final of Eurovision's Next Top Model 2015. Shit just got real, so pick up your phone, or rather log on to weebyblogs.com